Two men who murdered a pair of ebike riders they had mistaken for burglars have been jailed for life. Alex Rose, 30, deliberately drove his black pickup truck into William Burchard and Darren George while driving the wrong way down a motorway slip road in Sunbury-on-Thames, Surrey, in July last year. Rose, along with the passenger Charles Pardoe, got into a 60-mile-per-hour chase after suspecting the pair of trying to break into his home. But at the trial at Guildford Crown Court, heard that neither Mr. Burchard, 21, nor Mr. George, 22, had been anywhere near his address and were on their way to the pub in Ashford. Jurors found Rose and Pardoe guilty of 2 counts of murder. Rose was sentenced to a minimum of 34 years in prison, while Pardoe, 25, was sentenced to a minimum term of 29 years. Rose's girlfriend Tara Naggs, 25, who had been on the phone to him throughout the pursuit, was jailed for 3 years after being found guilty of assisting an offender. A fourth defendant, 25-year-old Samuel Aspden, another of Rose's friends, who had driven around the area in his own car the same evening, was cleared of both murder charges. Mr. Burchard died at the scene from head injuries, fractures to his skull and face, and a severe brain injury, the court heard. His father said in a statement, "William was not just a victim of a senseless crime. He was our beloved son, a brother and a friend to many. His life was filled with promise, and his loss has left a gap that will never be filled." Mr. George died in hospital shortly after the incident. William had a kind heart, a bright smile, and a love for life that touched everyone who knew him. Here's some more news from Greater Manchester Police. 3 members of a Wythenshawe-based organised crime group responsible for a large-scale drug supply have been sentenced to 19 years behind bars. The defendants were involved in supplying quantities of Class A and B drugs with an estimated street value of over 1.1 million. On Friday, the 19th of September 2025, at Manchester Crown Court, Alan Entwistle, 48, of Kennet Road, was sentenced to 10 years and 6 months, alongside Stephen Findlay, 64, of Carloon Road, who was also handed a 4-year and 4-month sentence, both for conspiracy to supply Class A and B drugs. William Riley, 40, of Moat Road, will serve 5 years behind bars for conspiracy to supply Class A. The court heard how each defendant played a specific role in the sophisticated criminal enterprise that was flooding the streets of Manchester with cocaine, heroin and amphetamines. On Friday, the 5th of July, 2024, the police executed a warrant at Findlay's address. During the search, officers discovered approximately 3 kilograms of compressed white powder inside a black JD string bag. Around 1 kilogram of compressed brown and white powder inside a black rucksack was also found at the address, with drug paraphernalia also being seized from the kitchen. The substances were later tested and came back positive for amphetamine, cocaine and heroin. Officers from the police's Tactical Vehicle Intercept Unit were tasked, along with locating Alan Entwistle's white Citroen van on the 23rd of July 2024 in North Endon. The police followed the van into a dead end by garages off Church Lane, where they found Entwistle with 3 other males, including William Riley. All 4 men were described as acting extremely suspiciously, sweating and appearing nervous. A bunch of keys were also seized from Entwistle, which included keys to his home address and the van. One of the keys opened a locked garage nearby. While searching the garage, police found a toolbox containing 3 large bags of powder, along with a grey Adidas bag containing 8 clear plastic bags with approximately 1 kilogram each of hard brown powder. The search also revealed digital scales, a roll of empty plastic sandwich bags consistent with those used for the powder, and over 11 kilograms of drug adulterants, including caffeine, paracetamol, and benzyl, methyl, and ketone. The court also heard that Entwistle managed safe houses, prepared drugs for sale, and distributed it to other drug dealers. Stephen Findlay operated as the group's warehouse man, with his property used as a safe house, while William Riley worked as a street dealer for the organisation. A drugs expert in the case provided evidence that if the recovered drugs and adulterants had been mixed and broken down into 0.1 gram deals and sold to end users, the heroin alone would have been worth 1.1 million, yielding a potential profit of over 1 million. Detective Sergeant Richard McCorry from the police's Serious Organised Crime Group said this was a sophisticated criminal operation that was flooding the communities with Class A and B drugs on a large scale. The sentences that were handed down reflect the serious nature of the offences and send a clear message that the police will relentlessly pursue those involved in drug supply. The investigation demonstrates the excellent work of police officers from the initial search warrant through to the tactical vehicle intercept operation that led to the discovery of such significant quantities of drugs and equipment. Please like this video, please comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.